Welcome back to my channel. I'm A.K. Mulford, a full-time author and part-time chaos gremlin, here sharing with you all the behind the scenes of author life and helpful but unhinged writing advice. And today I'm about to write 30K in 3 days. You can't tell, I'm in a hotel room and I'm about to embark on my 3-day 30K writing challenge. I'm doing this twice this month, which might be a little bit bananas, but we'll see how we go. It's evening here. I've just arrived at the hotel. I am getting all of my stuff ready so that I can hit the ground running tomorrow. I made a whole video, my fast draft prep routine, and you can go check that out as well. Got my notebook ready. I've got all of my printouts, and I'm looking forward to using all of my stickers and goodies that I've got. It's like the night before running a marathon. You're like, oh my gosh, what have I done? What have I signed myself up for? I'm fortunate enough to have the knowledge that I've been able to achieve this before, so it's slightly less nerve-wracking for me, but each book is different, and every time I write a book, I have different hurdles with it, so it'll be a challenge nevertheless. I'm excited to take you with me, and hopefully this writing vlog will inspire you to try and do a short, intense writing challenge as well. I'll be sharing all of my tips and tricks as we go, and all the highs and lows over the next few days, and if you'd like to do this challenge in a group of other people, we have my 3-day 30K Discord group, and you are welcome to join us. I will link it in the description. Wish me luck! Good morning. It is 6:30 a.m. 10,000 words to write today. We need to finish this coffee and then it's gonna be fine. I need to get out of this cozy bathrobe as quickly as possible because if I stay cozy, I'm not gonna wanna get up because I need to get out and about, get my legs moving, get my body moving, get my brain going, get more caffeine in me, and then it's gonna be time to hit the ground running. But it looks like it's gonna be beautiful today, and I can't wait to get out running around Brisbane. This is so comfy. This is so comfy, and I just want to sit in bed and watch TV, but I can't because I've got to write a whole bunch of words, and that's why we're here. And I really care about Dreamslayer, and I really want it to exist in the world. So that's the first thing I'm going to do this morning is write down my why I'm doing this. A little reflective journaling, let the caffeine kick in, and go have breakfast. Day one. Wish me luck. Okay, we're back in the hotel room. I did 800 words while I was eating breakfast, which was a nice little start to the day. I realized that I woke up so early that the library's not open yet. It doesn't open till 9 and it's 8 a.m. now. So I'm going to go sit down on my balcony and do a couple of Pomodoros while I'm waiting to head to the library. And I really like breaking up where I'm writing. It kind of helps me get my brain back in flow. And I like to go for little walks between my writing sprints. I'm gonna do 2 Pomodoros in the hotel room and then I'm going to head to the library. It is almost 9 a.m. and so I'm gonna head off to the library. I'm looking forward to going for a little walk and getting my brain going for the day. I've managed to do 2,000 words with breakfast and the Pomodoros this morning. So I've started filling in my map for the day. So I've got the top row of coffee mugs for this is today's word count goal. I've got 4 filled in already and 15 more to go. And then this is my quest map, and I've got little glitter stickers over the first 2,000 words, and we go all the way still to go till I'm done on day 3. But I've already made it to Grammar Grove. So I'm about to head off into the forests of Grammar Grove. One thing that I'm thinking about right now is that not all hours are created equal, and the way you feel right now writing is not the way you're going to feel in 2 hours from now, for better or worse. But I'm kind of heartened by that, because first writing sprint of the morning, I was like, oh gosh, if it's like this all day long, it's going to take me forever, you know? And then you remember it's not going to be like this. There's going to be times when it's faster, there's going to be times when it's even slower. But every 20 minutes, every 10 minutes is a completely different brain and mindset. Just because you've hit your stride once doesn't mean you're not going to hit your stride again and again later on. Keep it in your head that, like, just because it's hard right now doesn't mean it's going to be hard in another hour. And the key is to just not let the times when it's not as good in flow state stop me from pushing through to get to the next flow state. Those little lulls, I know it's time for going for a walk, time for caffeine, time for a dance party break. Also, if you're watching this and like, okay, well, I'm on day 1 and I haven't gotten to 2,000 words yet, and it's the middle of the day. Some people break early, some people break late. Some people will get the most words done on day 3. Some people will get the most words done on day 1. Don't compare word count goals as a way of tracking your own progress. Just keep going and know that, like, you're gonna hit pacing and strides where you're in flow and you're getting it. All right, time for the library. Up doing 4 writing sprints in the library, and then my legs were getting sleepy, my mind was slowing down, and I knew it was time to get up and keep moving. Also, I was getting hungry for lunch, found a cute little pizza cafe, and now post-lunch, time for a walk. It is beautiful here today, and now I'm headed to the State Library to do some more writing sprints. I am about 5,000 words in, halfway through the day, and it is 12:30. I'm feeling good, halfway. 7:15 and I am knackered. I'm so tired. Afternoon crash hit me hard today because I woke up so early. Went to the State Library and that was beautiful. Signed up for the Queensland Writer Centre Writing Friday where they do Pomodoros all day. And I think that will really help too because I'll really need the body doubling by Friday. Also just like navigating a city I don't know very well and walking around a bunch. One of the reasons I'm doing this retreat is because I had gallbladder surgery. I had my gallbladder out like a month ago, and so that derailed all of my writing for a month, so I needed an extra retreat time to like do a month's worth of work. I found the State Library in the afternoon post caffeine and lunch crash to be like too quiet and too chill. My brain wasn't really working and I thought, you know, okay, let's not fight it. So I'm up to 6,000 words now and it's only 2:15. I feel pretty good, although I'm probably going to be asleep by 10. Not all of the hours of the day are created equal, and I tell myself that a lot. When I felt myself starting to really lag, I like pushed through for like 1 or 2 sprints, and then I was like, okay, I need to go back to the hotel. I need to take a break. My body and my brain are not running full efficiency, and this is all about efficiency. On a normal day, I would stop now, but it's a 3-day 30K, so we're just over halfway for today. But I do know that like I get the kind of post-dinner zoomies and then I'll have a good few hours then. I reckon we'll be fine. Now that I've done this, I'm feeling a little bit better. Filled in my word quest map. I've opened some goodies for myself, including this is I roll it like up my wrists and over my hands and it kind of massages them. And when you're writing this much, you know, that's a good idea. Take care of your hands because we still have a lot more writing to do. Now that I've taken a little time, I'm feeling a lot better. I have a feeling that today is going to be the slowest day. I'm working on Dream Slayer. I'm working on the second half of it. And today I still had a few chapters that were already written that I needed to kind of revise and add into the manuscript. That obviously is not writing time, it's more reading time than anything. So that's taking up some of my day. I might go sit outside with some fresh air. Just got back to my room. I ended up switching things up. I was going to have a shower, but then I decided to go down to the hotel bar and go to happy hour and have a drink, and I'm really glad I did. Honestly, it was a nice little bit of lubrication, mental lubrication. Got a whole bunch of words written, so now I am sitting at 8,000 words, and I only have 2,000 more to go, and it is 5:30. So now I'm gonna have a shower and bang out these last 2,000 words for the day. We did it! My total word count for today, day 1, is 10,157 words. Honestly, I feel like it's midnight. It is 7:15. When I do this sort of challenge at home with parenting and all of those other things, the word writing is split up throughout the day a little bit more. So I usually do some in the morning, some in the middle of the day, and then some in the evening. On 3-day 30Ks that I do at home, I'll probably be writing until like 10 at night, but with lots more breaks throughout the day to do kid stuff. It'll be interesting to compare the two, trying to figure out where am I going to go for lunch? How do I get to the library? All of those things. Like I didn't sleep great last night because it was my first night in a new bed. It's a really important thing when you're writing this many words, in my opinion, is to be ingesting other forms of media and storytelling. You don't want your creative well to run dry. For me, I don't really like to read books in the same genre I'm writing writing while I'm drafting. I can do it while I'm editing, but not while I'm drafting. But I find that watching shows in the genre and listening to podcasts in the genre, I can still do because it's dissimilar enough that it doesn't kind of bleed over into my manuscript. Spend some time this evening refilling my creative well, prioritizing sleep tonight, making sure I drink a bunch of water, massage my hands again, and take really good care of myself so that I can do the same thing tomorrow. Bingo! Day 1 complete. Hello, good morning. I am once again up too early. I'm going to read through some of the things I wrote yesterday just to get my brain back in flow. I do have a confession. I had an idea for a moment in one of the scenes that I wrote yesterday, and so I just quickly opened it up and banged out another 500 words. So actually my total for yesterday was 10,606 words. A lot of this challenge I talk about kind of honoring your brain, honoring your body, listening to when you're tired, reworking things to not push yourself harder when things hurt or when you need to take a break. Today, I'm going to very intentionally take a mid-afternoon break. Of course, every day isn't created the same. I'm going to have new challenges, so I might need to pivot in new directions, but I'm feeling pretty good. I feel like the day 1's the hardest, honestly, because my brain felt like a dog that didn't want to leave the park. I was pulling against the leash of my imagination every time. I'm like, come on. And to keep getting back into flow more than once was really difficult on day 1. But by the end of the day, I found that I had flexed that muscle so many times that I found I could, the second I hit a Pomodoro timer or locked back in, I was in it. And it was almost like I'd practiced it so many times, locking back into my manuscript over day 1, even though sometimes my brain was really resistant to it, that by now I feel like I could open my manuscript at any given point in time and be ready to write the words. I think people will be very surprised that I was eating breakfast while editing the meat trader scene. When you read this scene, you're gonna be like, can't believe you were eating breakfast while working on this. It's pretty gruesome. Anyway, the book is set in hell, so it's heavy. One thing that is a little bit harder today for me is that I have a lot of emails that I need to reply to. This is the thing that I think a lot of authors face, is that the bigger your business grows, the less time you have for actually writing. You're doing all this admin and replying to publishers and contractors and sourcing things and events, all of this stuff. I'm going to get a little bit of admin done and try and only prioritize the things that have to be done, and then get back to writing. I'm tired. I do not have my day 1 energy, but I actually have a lot more story energy, so I think it balances out. It's about 1 o'clock now. I did 5 writing sprints at the library, which was great, and I'm about 4,000 words into the day, so less than halfway. I'm definitely feeling the fact I'm not at home. I haven't slept as well as I would at home, and I think that's affecting me. I don't have the shiny day 1 energy, but I also feel really locked into the story. Man, I have the whole story in my brain, and it feels really good. So highs and lows with that, but I'm also feeling kind of overstimulated from being in the city. I need to self-regulate because I'm aware that my brain's kind of getting a little out of whack now. I had a great little cocktail and write session. I got a bunch of words written. I'm about at 6,000, a little over 6,000. I was about to go have a brainstorming shower because all the great ideas come when you're having a shower. I was halfway undressed, and then I was like, oh, we need this scene. And I just had a brilliant idea. I'm going to go sit out on my balcony and do 1 more Pomodoro, and I'm going to write that scene. All right, shower time. I'm at 8,800 words now. I really smashed it down on the balcony. Wow, that was the fastest I've written all day. Today's been a surprising one. I really broke late today. I was still at 4,000 words after noon. And even though just yesterday I had said to myself and to you that every hour is different and don't compare one hour to the other, every day you're going to break at different times and there's going to be flow at different times, I was still stressing a little bit, how am I going to turn this out? It takes me forever to learn lessons. Oh my gosh. And then 4:35 rolled around and boom, the words were happening so fast. And if I had given up, I would have never gotten here. This is an important lesson. I will need to rewatch this vlog every time I do this challenge, just as a reminder of don't give up. Keep going. Every hour is different. You never know when you're going to hit that real great fast and flow time. I'm going to have a brainstorming shower and I feel very confident I can get the last 1,200 words written. Well, actually, I don't need to write 1,200. I only need to write 600 words because I wrote 10,600 yesterday. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're definitely going to smash this. Okay, cool. Oh, that is so wonderful that I forgot that. Listen to your favorite upbeat song bonus. Dance like no one's watching. 5. Remember how one of my tips was get rid of as many decisions as possible? Well, each of my outfits this week have had a sticky note on them telling me, okay, this is what you wear this day. And honestly, I need that kind of pedanticness to get me through a challenge like this. I did it. Look at that. 20K. I feel like it should be midnight. It is 7 p.m. and I am done. Today I wrote 9,827 words. And since I did 600 more than I needed to yesterday, I'm still 400 ahead for tomorrow. Also, I have a feeling I might do the same thing tonight, whereas I'm drifting off to sleep. I might have one more burst of inspiration and do a few more 100 words. Today was one of those days when I needed all of the tools. I needed to roll for the dopamine menu. I needed to roll for flow. I needed to give myself lots of cute little treaty things. I have so many cool things now. I've got this little dinosaur fidget. I've got some new fuzzy socks. I'm eating a lot of sugar, a lot more than I normally do. But it's the 3-day 30K. All bets are off. All the snacks and sugar and caffeine goodness we are having for the next 3 days, guilt-free, because it works. It really does. It helps my brain go faster. This is the thing. If you're doing a long writing challenge, you can't be doing these tactics. You can't be pulling all these methods out because I can't be eating a bag of M&Ms every day for a whole month. You could if you wanted to. No judgment from me, but I couldn't. It would definitely make me sick. That is another benefit of the 3-day 30K. You can go hard, you can treat yourself, you can do all the fun stuff. Honestly, this morning I was really holy moly, am I going to be able to do this? I knew I had done it before, but it was okay, I know I can do it, but do I want to do it? And then by mid-afternoon, I was yes, I do want to do this. The hyperfocus had kicked back in. I've gotten so much great work done on my story, and the afternoon had some really cool ideas and things happening that I wouldn't have gotten to if I hadn't kept going. Update. Well, I did the thing that I said going to do as I was getting ready for bed, had another little flash of inspiration and had an idea I wanted to write down really quickly, banged out another 600 words. So today we are sitting at around 10,400 words, which means that over the last 2 days, I have written 21,000 words. Tomorrow, I only need to write 9,000 to finish out this 3-day 30K. Hello. Good morning. Happy day 3. Oh my goodness. I had a good sleep last night. I actually slept till 7. Also, fun tip, I've been listening to a D&D podcast called Worlds Beyond Numbers while I've been decompressing at the end of the day and when I wake up in the morning. And I also listen to their Patreon behind the scenes episodes, the making of the episodes. Honestly, like, even if you're not super into D&D, listening to those episodes is such a huge masterclass in storytelling because they're really breaking down what these characters are doing in different scenes, what their motivations were, why they did those things, the tools and tricks and methods they use to get the audience on board quickly. As I was listening to it, I was listening to it because I find it fun and entertaining, but I also was like, oh, I'm prepping my brain to be locked into like the methods of storytelling as I'm listening to this as I wake up in the morning. Behind the scenes of making a movie or like a TV show or podcast, something like that could be really helpful and interesting for your brain to be thinking about as you're creating your story and as you're trying to figure out how to get your readers on board into the story and all your little tools to use to do that. So maybe give that a go. I forgot to bring you with me to the library. It was very busy and a little chaotic, and I was racing to like beat the clock, so I have a little bit of video footage from my phone that you can check out. It was great. We did so many Pomodoros, maybe like 10 Pomodoros or something. And it was really nice to just be around other authors and getting everybody's writing energy going. I am about 800 words away from hitting my goal. It's only 4 o'clock. I think we're going to smash it. And I only have one more scene left to write in Dreamslayer. Oh gosh, I'm going to get emotional. I can't believe the book's almost over. I've written another book. We've almost reached the end. 800 more words. And then we will be at 30K in 3 days. Then it will be time to celebrate with pajamas and chocolate and not going or doing anything because I think my brain will be mush by then. But damn. We're number 1. We did it! It is the day after the 3-day 30K challenge. I finished my words last night and then immediately crashed. And so I woke up and I've been celebrating today and I am very tired and very proud. My brain is definitely a little bit loopy. I feel like I exist more in my story than I do in the actual world. Last night I filled in my little certificate. I put AK Dreamslayer instead of AK Mulford because that's all I could think about. All my brain had by then. I got it to the best version of a first draft I wanted it to be, and now there's going to be a lot of editing. It's not going to look like what I've created at the end of it. Hopefully it'll be a much more polished, better version. I'll do a whole video on what my editing passes are. I usually do like 4 to 5 editing passes with little breaks in between to kind of let the story rest. I think by tomorrow I'll have reached a normal equilibrium again. I think it's important to note that the day after doing this challenge, you're like, I'm never going to do that again. That was too much. Already midway through the day, I'm already feeling like, yeah, I could do it again. I think in another 3 or 4 days, it's like all things. Kind of look back with rose-tinted glasses and you're like, I got so much done. I had so many great ideas. I reached the end of my story. I had all the highs you remember. And then you're like, oh, I'm going to do it again. If you have any questions for me about this writing retreat, about this method of writing, about fast drafting in general, please let me know in the comments because I will answer them in my next 3-day 30K vlog. This challenge, I was actually beta testing that whole workbook for the group. If you want to see all of that that and have all of those tools in a little downloadable PDF. It's free in the Discord group, so feel free to hop over there and download one for yourself as well. I almost forgot to tell you my total word count. That was the whole point of writing 30K in 3 days if you don't know what my total was when I finished. Here are the stats. Day 1, I wrote 10,606 words. Day 2, I wrote 10,508 words. And day 3, I wrote 8,950 words for a total of 30,064 words over the course of 3 days. And I perfectly hit the end on my manuscript. I got really emotional yesterday as I was walking home over the bridge. This is the 32nd book I've hit the end on in the last 4 years, and every time I do it, it feels like magic and it feels incredible. This is my favorite method for getting more stories out into the world, and there's always a huge sense of accomplishment at the end of it too. It's been an incredible journey. Thank you for coming along the ride with me. Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm AK Mulford, a full-time author and part-time chaos gremlin, sharing with you behind-the-scenes author life and helpful but unhinged writing advice. And today we're going to attempt to write 30K in 3 days again for the second time this month. Now each of these attempts are very different. The first one that I vlogged and you can watch on my channel, I was doing at a hotel. I was finishing a fantasy book called Dreamslayer. Very different circumstances. Also, I was doing it alone. I wasn't doing it with my 3-day 30K writing challenge group. It will be very different. I think there will be pros and cons to doing this challenge at home. First, I think it will be more realistic for a lot of other people who are watching and hoping to feel inspired to do a challenge like this themselves. I know a lot of us can't always go away to get our writing done. We have to do it with kids at home and things going on and life happening. I feel like this will be a kind of more honest representation of what it's like for me when I try and do these short writing challenges. So some of the pros to doing the challenge at home is that I know I'm going to be sleeping better. Like in the hotel, it was really nice to have all of that quiet time to myself, but also new bed, new noises. I didn't sleep as well as I know I'll sleep at home. Another advantage to this time around is I'm starting a brand new book. I'm switching from my dark fantasy Dreamslayer that I just finished in my last 3-day 30K challenge, and now I'm pivoting into my rom-com series. I'm writing the 5th book in my Zookeeper rom-com series called Hold Your Horses, and that's going to be really fun. It's a contemporary book. I find I write those a lot faster. There's a lot less world building. It's already the 5th book in a series, so the world is already created, so I can really just play in it. I think that that will go a lot faster than finishing the end of Dreamslayer did, but we shall see. Famous last words. There will definitely be some new challenges. I'm at home, I've got the kids at home. My littlest, of course, inevitably brought home a cold, so we're all battling colds right now and everybody's feeling a little bit under the weather. I've got a lot of writing sprints scheduled. I really thrive with body doubling and having other people kind of holding me accountable to things. And also there's this feeling of like, I don't want to let the team down, you know, even though I know they wouldn't be let down if life happened and I couldn't complete the challenge, and I would never be disappointed in someone else either. But there's just that little extra push. It'll be interesting to compare because they're very, very different challenges, but the goal is the same, to write 30,000 words in 3 days. I've leveled up from the last challenge and I've actually spiral bound my little 3-day 30K notebook, and I'm having fun filling this one in again. So I'm going to do my little quest map again and color in all of my little word trackers. Found that really motivating throughout the day to take a little break, reflect on how far I'd come so far in the day. My new notebook ready to go for that. Now I need to tidy up my office and get ready for writing. Good morning. Welcome to the start of day one. I'm talking very quietly because everybody in my house is asleep right now. I think everybody's a little bit sick. It's not great for them, but it's good from a parenting perspective because they won't need to be taken to as many playgrounds and run around as much. There will be more writing time. I have 10,000 words to write today. I'm about to hop on my first Zoom writing sprint session in the Discord group, and I'm looking forward to that. We're going to be doing 4 Pomodoros. Hopefully that will keep me going. I already wrote down my reflections this morning, thinking about why I'm doing this challenge. I feel like that's really helpful when you want to like stop or quit midway through the challenge and midway through the day each day, or at least it is for me. We shall see. It's a rainy day, so my brain always goes slower on rainy days. But yeah, I'm excited to get started. Wish me luck! Okay, we've just finished our Zoom writing sprints, and that was so good, man. I really needed that to get going for the day. We did 4 Pomodoros, so 4 25-minute sprints, and I did 3,886 words. So it's 11 a.m. I'm going to take a break, have some lunch, hang out with the fam for a bit, and then I'm going to be meeting up with some friends to do more writing sprints this afternoon. So far, I'm feeling really good, and I'm just loving the group energy so much. Keeps me going and motivated too, and I've been having a lot of fun writing this new book and like discovering what it's going to be. Do you want to have a drink for one of the days?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's count 8 triangles around. Ready? 1, I am back in my office after writing sprints. It was all body doubling today. I have done 11,015 words today. Guess that starting a new book in the contemporary genre would be faster than finishing a fantasy book was true. And it is. It's going a lot faster. It's like almost 4 o'clock now. Went and sprinted at a cafe for a little while, and then we went down to the beach, and that was really lovely. I always find I write faster outdoors for some reason. Hit my word count goal for today, but I have more life things on tomorrow and on Monday. Day 2 and 3 of the challenge are going to be harder to get the words in. So I might, after I cook dinner and do kid stuff and family time and things, I might have a shower and then go do a few more sprints and try and see if I can get maybe like a couple thousand more words done for today so that I can front load that. Even though we've done 11,000 words, I don't think the day is done actually. I'm gonna take a few hours now to just parent and be with the fam and do all of the household tasks and things. Once everybody's in bed asleep, I'm going to do maybe another hour or two. No 2 days are created equal. Today was shockingly fast. first, even for me. So I'm very happy about that. Starting a new book has lots of exciting, shiny new energy. Day one has started really strong, but there's always a million new hurdles every day. So I'm trying to prepare in advance while I still have all of this first day starting energy, because I know day 2 and day 3 can sometimes throw new curveballs at you. End of the day, I found the sprint bots this evening in the Discord group so motivating. One thing I found interesting was with the sprint bot, it counts how many words you did and how many words per minute you do. I found that I was averaging around 1,000, a little over 1,000 words every 25-minute sprint. It's probably a faster end of what I would normally go. But for me, I really like the fast drafting because I can have the whole story downloaded in my brain and I can get it out really quickly, and then I can go back and kind of mold it into what I want it to be in the end. But yeah, like 1,000 words every 25 minutes is over 2,000 words per hour, which means that it's only like 5 hours for me to do 10,000 words if I can keep that pace, which normally I can't. Pretty feasible for me to find 5 hours in the day if I wake up before my kids and stay up as late as them, and then, sneak away a few times during the day when they're busy doing other things or calling reinforcements. Because I knew everybody else was working at the same time as me, that competitive nature kind of kicked in, and able to like lock back into flow a little bit more and push myself in a way that I just wouldn't have the internal motivation to do on my own. It seems like it's really helping push other people in the group too, which is fantastic. Feeling really good, and I've realized the power of group challenges and body doubling and doing this with other people. 15,242 words in. Still a lot of words to go, still a lot more work to do. And yeah, we'll see how tomorrow goes. Good morning. It is 7 a.m. and the group is up and kicking, and so I'm going to have a coffee and jump into some writing sprints with everyone while everybody else is still asleep in the house. I'm going to be writing on my free write because I did a lot of writing on my laptop yesterday. I think it's good for my wrists and my fingers to like switch up what keyboards I'm using. It's day 2, so I'm technically ahead of where I need to be. So I'm going to try and get hopefully a couple more 1,000 words done this morning, and then I have a Zoom writing sprint session booked for in the group this afternoon. So hopefully between those two and then some evening writing sessions, I'll be able to meet my word count for today. We shall see how we go, but I'm gonna jump in and get some writing done this morning on the free write and start the day off with a couple writing sessions. I'm sitting around 3.7K so far for today. My goal today is 7.5K and my goal tomorrow is 7.5K. That is the plan, but if the inspiration hits and I feel like writing more today, I will, because I always like knowing the words are already written, because you never know what the next day will hold, especially with children. If I have the energy and momentum for it, I'm going to try and get it done today as much as I can. One thing that I have been noticing, having done quite a few of these challenges now, is that day day 1, the morning is my fastest. Day 2, I go really slow in the morning. It takes me a long time to get started. And then I have a big burst of energy in the afternoon, evening. So we'll see if that's true this time again. But it is something that I've noticed that when I try and compare morning 1 to morning 2, I always feel like I'm lagging behind morning 2. But now I've done it enough that I just realized that's a normal pattern for me and I don't stress too much about it. And I think that's one of the benefits of these challenges is it's kind of like a stress test where you're putting yourself under a lot of intense writing pressure and you kind of see what patterns emerge and you learn more about yourself, your hurdles, what gets you into flow, what gets you unstuck, all of those things. And so by the end of it, you have like a much better understanding of your writing process and your patterns and what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And so I feel like even people who do this challenge and don't hit their writing goals or only get a little bit of writing done still leave with like a better understanding than when they started of how they like to work and how they like to write. So I think it's definitely worth giving it a go, even if it's not something that you seem particularly interested in, just to see if maybe some new things unlock for you, some new insights. And for me, every time I do it, I feel like I have a deeper understanding of how I work. I can hack my brain just that little bit more to go a little bit faster, get a little bit more done, stay in flow that little bit longer, more and more confident to write quickly, even outside of the challenge times. There's been a lot of people in the group going like, how do you guys do this so quickly? And I'm like, practice. Like that's really the answer. When you do it enough and every time you're analyzing what's working and what's not working, retweak and retool a little bit more each time to go faster and faster. If you're like taking your very first piano lessons, you don't want to compare to somebody who's been practicing for 4 years, right? So some people are like looking at the faster writers and going like, oh, and it's like, well, a lot of us have been doing this a lot for many, many years. And that's why, and also not just practicing writing quickly, but also analyzing our writing process so that we understand better how we can go faster. It's been really interesting to see. And now I don't think I'm allowed to move because there's a sleeping dog on my feet. What do I do?
Can't leave the Ziggy. The cute Ziggy.
I am just under 5,000 words right now for the day, for day 2. But because I did 15,000 yesterday, I've already technically hit my goal. And actually now I think my biggest problem will be I might at some point run out of words to write because I will reach the end on Hold Your Horses. And I don't think I've ever drafted an entire book in 3 days before. So that would be bananas. Ziggy and I are here with an evening update. The Zoom sprints went fantastically. We did 4 writing sprints. Because I finished the last Zoom session sprint halfway through a scene, I decided that I would finish that scene. And then I got really excited about writing the next scene and the scene after that. My goal for today was 7,500 words, and I'm sitting at just a little over 11,000 words for today. This is the fastest I think I've ever gone, and I honestly kind of want to do a little bit more tonight because I'm getting very close to the end, which is crazy because I just started yesterday morning. I don't think I've ever drafted an entire book in 3 days. This would definitely be a first for me. Somebody's always sprinting in the group, so it's like, why not? I'll hop in and join in. I have like FOMO. But I should probably stop because I have another Zoom sprint session scheduled for tomorrow doing 4 Pomodoros. If I do too much before then, I won't have any more book to write. Also, I should say that this is the bare bones fast draft of the book, so it's probably only like half the total word count of what the book will end up being. Right now, I'm only sitting at 26,000 words. I think I'll probably hit the end at like 35K. The book eventually will probably be like 65K. I don't really do a lot of describing the characters, describing the setting. There's more scenes that will probably need to be added in to like fill the gaps of bits of information that are missing. There's a lot more editing still to be done. It's not like I hit the end and then the book is done. Far from it. The scaffolding of the story has been written. I don't think I've ever done that in 3 days before. I will let you know if I give in and decide to do a few more sprints tonight. We shall see. I'll let you know tomorrow what I end up doing. Hello, good morning. I am sitting in a beautiful sunbeam. It is 8 a.m. If you were thinking I was going to do more writing yesterday, you were right. So I hopped back in the Discord group and people were still sprinting, so I thought I'd do one more sprint. You know how that goes. One more sprint turned into two, and all of a sudden I was at like 28,000 words overall for the last 2 days, and I thought 28,000 is really close to 30,000. I was like, okay, come on, one more thousand. And so I did it. I got to 30,000 words. Am I stopping? No. I have about 7 more scenes that I have plotted out that I want to write in my first draft of this rom-com. So I'm going to try and smash those all out today and finish the first draft of Hold Your Horses. I don't know what's come over me. Actually, I do. It's the group. The group energy has been amazing. Seeing everybody like showing up for their writing. Some people seem very motivated. Other people seem a little bit disheartened because they haven't written as much as they wanted to. But this is the thing, this is the trick that they didn't realize, is that the goal really has nothing to do with 30,000 words. The goal has everything to do with doing more for your writing than you would have done on your own. That is the real goal. Seeing people sad that they have only written like 6,000 words, and I'm like, that's like you've written 6,000 words. That's still a whole lot of words. That's more than some people do in an entire month. And you did it in like 2 days. Ever the cheerleader, I want to go in and reframe that for people. Like how much everyone's achieved is truly amazing. This challenge, I haven't done as many like rewards and things for myself. I haven't felt as motivated by things like prizes as I did the last challenge, and I think that's because I had the group energy. I didn't need as many like gold stars to keep me going as I just did knowing that other people were trying to get their work done, and that made me want to get my work done too. I do have a little gifty I'm going to redeem for myself if I finish this manuscript, and that is a 45-minute massage that I got a voucher for. I think it's time to call that massage in if I get to the end of this manuscript. So that is the goal. And then next week I'm away on holiday with the family. We're going on a road trip to Sydney. It's kind of perfect timing for this challenge because I'll be forced to take a break, and focus on family vacation time. And then when I come back from that holiday, it'll be time for editing. I will be sharing my editing process on this channel too, and we will do some editing vlogs together as well. Get going for the morning, do a little bit of business admin. The author life never sleeps, so I'm going to get some of my admin work done this morning, and then I'm going to hop back in and hopefully finish off this manuscript this afternoon. Hey, good afternoon. It is 12:30. It is now the afternoon. I finished all of my big parenting outings for the morning. We had lunch and I got a little bit of writing done then, about 1,000 words, but I didn't film that because kiddos were running in and out. A lot of chaotic get up, sit down, make snacks, do other things. The most appropriate thing to wear to finish off my 5th Zookeeper rom-com would be my khaki Australia Zoo hoodie. We are representing with the hoodie. We have the last Zoom writing sprints at 1 o'clock from 1 to 3. We're going to do 4 Pomodoros. I started at 0 words on this challenge, and now we're about to get to the last scenes in the book. A lot of the scenes right now are sitting around 800 to 1,000 words, and probably will be closer to 2,000 words once I fully finish them. There's a lot of scenes that still have notes of fix this later, or go in and change this, add this B plot in, stuff like that. So there's still more work to be done, but the full idea, the full story is going to be conceptualized and down on the paper, and then it'll give me lots of time and room to play with it before it needs to come out. Got 5 more chapters to go. I went a little crazy with this challenge for sure. There were so many times when if I was doing this challenge on my own, I would have just stopped for the day and thought, I hit my goal, I'm done. And instead I'm like, people are still trying, people are still going, I should get in there and go too. Every time I've done this challenge before without the group, it's felt harder to achieve than it did this time for me, for sure. So I'm definitely keen to do more of these. It's been a really amazing experience, and I've definitely gotten emotional a few times. How grateful I am for all of these people who are showing up and committing to their writing. Enough of the wishy-washy things. There's still more writing to be done. 5 more chapters to go, and then we will hit the end. Can we do it? 3 days, fast drafting a whole book? We shall see. Let's go. right, the Zoom writing sprint has ended and I am at 35,140 words and I have just hit the end on Hold Your Horses. Draft is done. I've hit the end on a whole book in 3 days. I wrote a whole book in 3 days. That feels so unreal. This sort of challenge is motivating to me on my own, but with a group, it is just wild. It got me really emotional, like really in my feels today because I'm just so proud of everybody. Like, storytellers are my people, and it's my favorite thing in the world to see them succeeding. We've reached the end of the book. There's no more story to tell until I go back and start doing the revisions. So I think I'm going to let this draft rest for a while, and then I'll come back to it in a couple of weeks and start my first round of edits. Going to book a massage to treat myself. I think it's important after you've written this much to take a break. But I just actually feel incredible. I feel really good. I can't believe another story exists in the world, my 33rd book. I'm looking forward to going back now and editing Dreamslayer, and then I will be going back and forth editing Dreamslayer and Hold Your Horses, my fantasy and my rom-com. We've actually added another challenge date in the beginning of July too, so now we're going to be doing July, August, and November this year for anybody who would like to join us. I will link the Discord group. I can't wait to do it again. If you'd like to join us or have any questions about these sorts of writing challenges, feel free to let me know in the comments. Thank you for coming on this adventure with me, and happy writing, friends. Welcome back to my channel. I'm AK Mulford, a full-time author and part-time chaos gremlin, sharing with you behind-the-scenes author life and helpful but unhinged writing advice. And today, I'm about to attempt to write 21,000 words in 3 days. I am currently on a solo writing retreat in Wellington, New Zealand. Wellington was my hometown for many, many years, and I'm very excited to come back to the city for my little 3-day writing retreat and to get a lot of words written. Now, I've done this writing challenge a few times before, but I'm the most nervous about this one, even though it's a lower word count goal than some of my other ones. And the reason I'm worried about hitting the 21,000 words is because this is the first time I'm doing this challenge where I'm in the revision stage of my manuscript and not the drafting phase. So I can draft really quickly, but revisions are their own kind of beast. I'm going to be revising my rom-com Hold Your Horses, which is the 5th book in my Zookeeper rom-com series, the Prickle Island Zoo series. It's a super fun series, so I'm looking forward to diving back into it. But this is the book I fast drafted during my last writing challenge and drafted 35,000 words in 3 days, which was awesome. And I drafted the whole scaffolding of the manuscript. But now during this challenge, I'm going to be diving back in and trying to layer out the story and add 21,000 words worth of descriptions and new scenes and more dialogue. A lot of the things in the original fast draft were notes to myself to go back in and add later. Well, it's later now. Now comes the time where I have to do all the things that I left myself notes for. And during the month off between the fast draft and now my first pass of revisions, I've left myself lots of notes and a whole document of things that I want to change and add in, new scene ideas, things that will help layer out the plot. But that takes a lot more time than just drafting a blank page. So there's a lot of reworking, and that's one of the reasons why I gave myself a slightly smaller challenge. I still feel like maybe 7,000 words a day was too many for a revision phase, but we shall see. I potentially could have picked a lower challenge within the 3-day 30K challenge structure because there's a lot of adventures to choose. So there's lots of different size challenges, and I'm picking the orange one this time. Normally I do the red one, but I'm going orange 21K instead of 30K. But maybe a more realistic one would be the Mage's Mission at 15K, but I'm gonna push myself. I feel like the group energy is really going to carry me a lot on this one. For those of you who don't know, the 3-day 30K is a writing challenge that I created was something I was doing on my own for a long time, and then other writers wanted to join in, and so I created a Discord group and a handy dandy little workbook, and it has lots of fun things and activities and things to get unstuck. It was just a fun little labor of love, and now we have over 300 people in the group doing the challenge together, which is so much fun. And honestly, knowing other people are doing the challenge at the same time as me has been a huge motivator. All of that body doubling has really helped me get the words out. So I'm hopeful that will mean that I can finish this challenge, but there's only so many hours in the day, so who knows? We'll see how we go. I have a few other little fun activities scheduled while I'm in Wellington. I'm getting a tattoo with my friend, and we're gonna go out to dinner one night. So there's other things that are going on as well, but my main focus is to get this manuscript revised. I want to add these words in. It needs to be around that length to fit with the rest of the series. We'll see how we go. Fingers crossed. Wish me luck. Hello, good morning. It is 9 a.m. right now, which is my 7 a.m. in Australia. It's very early. I woke up at like what would have been my 5:30. And when my alarm went off, I was like, why have I done this to myself? In a hotel room by myself, I have a very comfy bed. There are no children waking me up, and I've decided to wake up at 5:30 because I've got to write 7,000 words today, which is a lot of words, especially doing revisions. And I don't know how it's going to go. Today's one hell of an experiment. We shall see. I'm really, really nervous that I'm going to get to like 10 o'clock tonight and I'm going to have 100 words and be like, oh man, this was an epic failure. This is probably not a good headspace to be in to get started for this challenge. No, I need to do it. It needs to be there. I've had some people asking how I know I can add in that much in revisions. The real answer is just practice, because I know what length all of the other books in the series are. This is the 5th book in a series. I usually do a fast draft that lands around 30K and then add another 20 to 30K on top of that in revisions. But sometimes that happens in one pass, sometimes it happens in multiple passes. So I'm trying to do it in one pass over 3 days. But honestly, I need that kind of fear. I need the fear. I need the fear to keep me going. Day 1, wish me luck. Okay, the writing sprint session is over. We did 4 Pomodoros, so 4 25-minute writing sprints, and it was really good. It really got me going for the day. Thank goodness I needed that. My brain is just starting to feel like it's kicking into gear. I feel like today is going to go pretty slow for me. But yeah, revisions definitely take longer. I have a few scenes coming up that I need to slot in, and so those I will get some more words done pretty quickly because, I can bang out like 1,000-word scene pretty quickly. But so far it's mostly been editing and adding to current scenes that already exist. Each 25-minute sprint I'm only getting like 300 words, so it's going to definitely be slow going. I've done 2,000 words so far today, so it's midday and I have 5,000 more to go. Day one checking in. It is 6 p.m. I've just arrived back at the hotel and I'm about to head off and head back out again because I know if I stay here, I will get in my pajamas and I won't want to finish out the day. So I went out to lunch with a friend and then we went and did some writing, and then I headed to the National Library and did some more writing. And so now I'm sitting at 5,000 words so far for today, and I have 2,000 more I need to get done. Man, today is definitely slower. Doing revisions takes longer, just as I suspected it would. No surprises there. I am feeling the afternoon slump and I need to rally, so I'm going to go out with a friend. We're going to have some cocktails. That tends to help me kind of beat my mental hurdles that I throw in my way. Nothing like a little tipsy cocktail action to get some writing done. But yeah, no, today's definitely been like getting back into the groove of this draft. But already by 5,000 words in, I'm starting to feel a bit more like, okay, cool. The words are starting to flow a little more easily. I'm hopeful that tomorrow won't be as clunky, but day two doesn't have the shiny object energy that day one has. So there will be counterbalances. We'll see how we go. 2,000 words to go. Hopefully it won't be too late this evening by the time I finish, but I'll let you know. Good morning. It is day 2 of the challenge, and the Wellington weather has really caught up with me. I was spoiled the first 2 days. Rainy and cold and gives me headaches and feel very unmotivated now. Classic. I knew it would happen though. I was prepared with the painkillers and the extra caffeine. I rallied, I got up, but yesterday when I came back and hopped in and did some sprints in the sprint bot in the Discord, and that was really good because that just got me close enough to the finish line before I was so sleepy that I couldn't keep going. So yesterday I did 6,700 words. So I have an extra like 2 something to catch up on today. Today I also am going to see friends and get a tattoo because of course I am. Of course I'm getting a tattoo in the middle of my writing challenge. That is a very chaotic ADHD thing to do. I'm hopeful it's going to go a little bit faster because I've already started to get back into the manuscript now and I have more ideas of what I want to say and I don't have to like pause and think quite so much. You know, famous last words. We shall see. If you're going to be doing one of these challenges, definitely pick a lower word count goal. If you're doing revisions, I'm even feeling like 21K might have been at the very top end of what is feasible for me to do, and maybe I should have picked the 15K, but nope, I've committed and I'm stubborn, so we're doing the 21K. No, this has been a really good experiment, and honestly, it feels really good to get it done quickly because all of the story stays in my brain so much better, and it's nice to have like a few days that I know I can dedicate to this book before I have to move back to doing more revisions on Dreamslayer. Now I'm gonna have another coffee and then get ready for writing sprints this morning. We have reached the Tower of Tension. Third of the way there, and all this still to go. Okay, the writing sprints were great. I did 2,700 words during the 2 hours, so that's perfect. I feel like if I push, I can get it done this afternoon after I head out for my tattoo. Hello, I am back in the hotel room with a new tattoo. Look at my bee. Has a little 3 in the wing. I don't know if you can see. It's kind of my philosophy for how I approach my authoring career. So hear me out. Even though it's about primates, I promise it's relevant to things like this challenge and my career in general. It's based on these studies that they were doing with chimps. They were studying based on their ranking, their cortisol levels and how stressed out they were. And what they found was that rank 1 and 2 were very, very stressed out. Like very high cortisol levels. They tended to live less long, but had very good food and very good mating opportunities. And they were constantly fighting between each other to be number 1. Number 2 always wanted to be on top. Number 1 was constantly fighting to stay on top. The third ranked one had lots of food and lots of mating opportunities, but very low cortisol levels because he was never going to be 1 and 2. Archetypically, was doing just enough to stay towards the top of the heap to have good opportunities with the least amount of stress possible. That is kind of my philosophy for my authoring career. I want to be just kind of like right beneath the top dogs, making good money, and I'm still able to write the books that I want and doing enough promotion of the books to be able to be successful while not being constantly having panic attacks and being so stressed and so overwhelmed, something that I definitely have done in the past, and instead enjoying my career and feeling content with where I'm at instead of constantly feeling lacking. Most of the authors I know, even very, very successful ones, feel very discontent with where they're at because they're constantly moving the goalpost to the next goal, and if they're not achieving that next goal, then they're a failure, and it just goes and goes and goes on forever. And I don't want to be that way. I don't want to feel discontent with my career for the rest of my life. And I look at people who are so far above me and are still unhappy, and I'm like, whoa, this is a life lesson for me. And so B3, being number 3, my little weird primate philosophy. Now I can remember that is what that tattoo means. Or it could just be a cute little bee. It doesn't need to mean anything. That's what it means to me. Anyway, it was a lovely day. It was so good to see my friend, but I am determined to finish out this challenge with a success and slay all the words that I set out to. So I'm going to see how much I can get done tonight, and hopefully I'm not leaving myself with a whole bunch of catch up tomorrow. But knowing that everybody's in the group, even right now as I speak, doing writing sprints, means that there's other people who are trying to get the words happening too, and that's hugely motivating for me. So having the group energy is just like pushing me to keep going. I did it! I got to 7,000. I'm at 7,140 words, and it is 10:05. Took me a long while. Revisions are definitely harder. Today it was like 7.5 hours of work. This challenge is actually taking me longer, even though it's producing fewer words. Definitely the hardest writing challenge I've done so far, but I'm really proud of myself that I stuck it out and finally got into flow in the afternoon, because I was really feeling like I'm just gonna give up. I'm not gonna do this today. But then I hit one scene that I was like, okay, and then I was in the groove and I just was like, one more, and just kept going and found that push to the finish line, getting close enough that it was like, okay, I can do this. So I'm very proud of myself. Yeah, I feel that. Well, not really. It's been a morning for me. Good morning. The writing sprints this morning went really well. It is 12:30 and I've done 2,000 words, so I've got 5,000 more to go. Day 3, my goal is to be done by 7 o'clock tonight because I'm going out to dinner with friends. I am so close now that I am determined. I'm only 5K to go. Determined to hit the end. My brain's starting to slow down. I want to just take a nap, so I really need to get out of the room and get out and about. It is almost 4 o'clock. I'm back at the hotel. I am so sleepy. My brain is not braining. It is the afternoon slump for sure. I've hit a part of the manuscript. It's just a messy bit. It needs a lot of fixing. It feels a lot like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I'm like taking more out than I'm putting in. So I'm still sitting at only 4,000 words. Only. 4,000 words is a lot of words, especially as you're revising. I'm losing the will. I'm losing the will to go on. It's cold. It's rainy. I'm sleepy. I've been waking up early to get work done the last several days. I feel like I have a pretty cheery golden retriever, let's get it done camp counselor personality most of the time, but right now that is failing me. I think it's a sign I need to take a break. If I have to pull out a miracle in the evening when I get back from dinner with friends, then that's what I will do. I am done. Crazy. 21K of revisions in 3 days. I feel insane. I feel like I've lost my mind. It's been really good, but also really, really hard. This is the face of someone who spent 3 days working on a manuscript. But I'm not all the way through Hold Your Horses, so I still have some more chapters to go. So tomorrow on the plane, I'm going to try and bang those out. We did it. I wasn't sure. I didn't think it could be done, but I'm very proud of myself. Hello, good morning. I am still in New Zealand, even though I shouldn't be. I should be back in Australia by now. Yesterday, I didn't film anything because it was such a blur. I woke up early to go meet a friend for brunch, and then on the way to the airport, I got a text that said my flight was canceled, and so I've rebooked for a flight for today. And I feel like the book challenge gods were saying to me, you need to get this thing done before you get back to Australia, because once I'm back in Australia, I need to get back into my edits for Dreamslayer, and this is really the only time I have to work on this revision pass. I'll come back to it and do another revision pass maybe next month. So even though I hit my 21K, I'm gonna keep working away on it till I get to the end of the actual manuscript, because I have a few more chapters left that need to get edited through and things added to them. But I'm gonna take the morning to just repack, redo, get a little bit more work done on the project, and then I'm going to head off to the airport early just because with all the craziness, I just want to be there just in case I need to rejig things again. So today's the day this book gets done. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Wish me luck. Hello, I have made it back home, and my brand new banner, pull-up banner, has just arrived, which is why it is open in my office. But look how pretty it is. Look at all the book covers. But I wanted to break down the stats and insights of this challenge because it ended up being like a 3.5 day challenge instead of a 3-day one, because I had my flight canceled and had an extra day. So I did hit the end on my manuscript. Ended up being 25K that I did over the course of 4 days, although the 4th day wasn't really like a full day, so it was like 3.5 days to get to the end of Hold Your Horses, which is this one. So I got all the way through the manuscript, which was great because I was kind of like eyeballing how much I needed to add in. I will probably do one more pass of it before I send it off to my editor, and I'll probably add another like 5K into it. It's sitting at 60K right now, and the book before it, Party Animal, this one is 65K, so I kind of want it to be 65K so it's like similar size. Wait. This isn't the book before it. This is 2 books before it. Crocodile Tears is also the same size as this. So, okay, there's a lot of books. This is the 5th book in the series. I will probably add another 5K. There was a couple scenes that I left a note to myself that were still a little bit, needed a little more fleshing out, but my brain was kind of stuck, so I left them, add a little bit more, and send it off to my editor, and then it'll be ready to go. I might do a whole vlog of that as well, so you can see okay, we've seen the creation of the book, but how do we get it out into the world? But as far as the 3-day 30K challenge goes, I have conquered the Hero's Gauntlet, the 21K challenge, while doing revisions. I've said many times during this challenge, I definitely think that revisions are harder to do than drafting. So if you want to save yourself a lot of distress, maybe aim for doing this challenge when you're fast drafting and not when you're in revisions. I feel like if you were going to do a challenge like this, setting aside a goal of how many hours you work on the manuscript rather than how many words might be better, because with revisions, you're taking in things, you're taking out things, adding new things in. There's a lot of hours and time spent that isn't in the creation of words. Instead of the Hero's Gauntlet being 21K, maybe it's 21 hours, or maybe you want to do the Bard's Adventure and do 6 hours over the course of 3 days on revisions. And so you can measure in hours instead of in thousands of words. Yeah, I think I'll give that a go for the next time I'm doing a revision pass during one of these 3-day 30K challenges, is do hours maybe for revisions and word counts for drafting. Cool. I'm going to go tell the group that now. I think that's a fun idea. But as always, having that group energy really was the thing that kind of kept me going. I'd go out to dinner with friends and then I'd go back to the hotel and keep working. Everybody was like, wow, that is crazy. And it is very unlike me too. I'm not an intrinsically motivated person. I definitely need external accountability and motivation. So it was pretty cool that I felt that motivated. So I'm really proud of myself for that. And I feel like I'm glad that the group existed to help support me and encourage me to get that far and get it done. And it's been really awesome seeing everybody hitting their goals and doing big word counts. And as always with this challenge, I always remind people the goal isn't really the word count itself so much as it is being able to get more done together than you would be able to get done on your own, which is the whole point of the group and the point of these challenges is let's see how much we can get done together. And I'm excited to do it again. It's nice to know that I have these challenges coming up and that I will have time to dedicate to creating more books like these. I'm looking forward to the next one. We've got one on in August and one on November. If you want to come join the group, feel free to. Thanks for coming on the journey with me and being a part of this crazy writing challenge, this crazy revisions challenge. I've revised a whole book in 4 days and added 25K to it, which feels bananas, and I'm very proud of myself for it. So thanks for being there with me, and happy writing, friends. Welcome back to my channel. I'm AK Mulford, a full-time author and part-time chaos gremlin, sharing with you behind-the-scenes author life and helpful but unhinged writing advice. And today I'm about to write 30,000 words in 3 days again for the 4th time this year. Oh gosh, out of the frying pan and back into the fast drafting fires. I am doing my 3-day 30K writing challenge. Again, we have another one coming up in November and we will be doing 4 next year as well. It is the perfect timing because I have just plotted out with my co-author a brand new top secret standalone paranormal sapphic rom-com. You're not going to tell anyone, right? My co-author Kale Morrison was just visiting. We've done a few vlogs of her visit to Australia and all of the crazy marketing shenanigans we got up to while she was here. But one of the things we did while she was here as well is we plotted our next book. And so now we have this whole extensive plot ready to go. It's time to fast draft it. If you want to see some of my other 3-day 30K adventures, I have a whole playlist of them and I love recording them. I love taking you on the journey with me. Every single one is its own kind of challenge. My goal is to do 30,000 words, so 10,000 words a day for 3 days. Even though I've done it before, I am nervous every time that I won't be able to get it done. It's that feeling of when the seats on a roller coaster lock and you just start taking off from the station and you're like, it's too late to back out now. I'm doing this. I'm going on this adventure. I'm going on the ride. And that is where I'm at now. I'm also kind of, to be honest, itching to get back into drafting because I've been working for a whole month straight on Dream Slayer There, which is my new dark sapphic fantasy that is coming out at the end of next year with Harper Voyager, and I'm very excited about that one. I'm about to turn that one in to my editor, but I'm at the point with that manuscript where I'm taking like 1 to 2 hours per chapter and might only change one sentence, a couple of words here and there. I like honing it down to that, especially a first book in a new series. I want to give it that kind of love and attention because I'm still fiddling with the world building a little, and so it takes more time than like a third or fourth book in a series, but it is grueling. It's a grueling pace, so it's very fun to get a fresh new shiny object that I can dive headfirst into. I'm doing this challenge from home. Sometimes I go away and I'm in a hotel when I do these challenges. I find that in some ways that's easier, in some ways it's harder. I definitely sleep better at home, but I don't have the distraction of children and other things going on in my life. But yeah, I'm excited to take you with me. I'm excited to do it in the 3-Day 30K Discord group. We've got almost 400 people in that group now, which is bananas to me. And it's so wonderful because there's always somebody awake no matter the time of day in whatever corner of the world they are. So no matter what time of day it is, you can hop into the sprint room and say who wants to do some sprints, and usually somebody's up and keen to do it as well, especially over the 3-day challenge. Knowing that people are hard at work really keeps me going as well, even though we can't always be in person with each other. So I'm looking forward to having that energy in the group as well and have that momentum. There's something incredibly magical about seeing all of these people like hitting their goals and getting all these words written and just doing more together than they could do on their own. I love that energy. I love the group energy of it. So I'm hoping that will carry me through, but I've definitely had some big hurdles thrown in my way in challenges before, and you just never know what could happen each day. Hopefully 30K will be happening over the next 3 days. Hopefully I will draft at least most of the first fast draft of this rom-com, this new book. Let's do it. Let's write a book in 3 days. Let's go. Good morning. It is 8 a.m. I'm sat out on my balcony getting some sunshine, having my morning coffee, and I've got to write 10,000 words today. Why do I do this to myself? I know why. I have lots of good reasons why. And I'm going to hop into the Discord group and use the sprint bot and maybe get some other people sprinting. I have a completely blank draft, 0 words. We're going to hit the ground running. It is 11:30. I'm at 2,800 words so far. I've been busy parenting this morning and then went for a walk and got another 1,000 words or so done then. So now I'm feeling like I'm starting to find my groove for the day. I've got my handy dandy snack basket for all of my snacking needs because snacks are important. You need those little hits of dopamine. Each writing challenge, I do Zoom writing sessions each day, and I have those scheduled at 2 o'clock in the afternoon for this challenge because that was the time I thought I would most likely not need to jump into parenting mode. Looking forward to those. We do 4 Pomodoros, so 4 25-minute sprints during those Zoom sessions, and that's really handy, and I usually get a fair bit done then. So I'm hoping to bang out a couple thousand words during the Zoom sessions, but we'll see where we land. But if I have to work into the wee hours to get 10K written tonight, I will, but I'm hoping I won't have to. Hi, hello, I am back. I got a little distracted with a side quest of getting the next YouTube video up, my co-author vlog that is being uploaded right now, and I might have gotten a little bit procrastination distraction with that, but I'm sitting at 3,679 words right now. Yeah, I'm gonna take a half-hour break, and then it's going to be time for the Zoom writing session. I just finished the first Zoom writing sprints and that was so good. That was exactly what I needed. I knew I needed the body doubling and the group support and the energy. 2 to 4 is like my sleepy time of day, but I knew if I just like pushed through that I would get back into the flow of writing. I am now sitting at 6,876 words so far. I had a few bumps as I was writing, but I just left it because this is a co-author project. I knew that I could just put like, okay, this isn't quite right. Is this what we meant? Fix this bit. And then I can pass it off to Kate and then she will kind of be like, no, I wanted it to be more like this and fix different things. So it's kind of nice knowing like, okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. I can just leave it for later. Starting to get into the story flow, the meat of the story a little bit more. I feel like day 1, there's a lot more energy, but a lot less flow. And day 2, there's more flow, but less energy. Day 1, I have like a lot of like, yes, we're doing this challenge. Let's go. We got this. But I'm like, what do I want to say? How do I want to say that? Like, and there's just like more mental barriers to getting into the story. I keep like second guessing myself. It takes me longer. But now after this session, I'm starting to hit that point where I'm not fighting my brain anymore. My brain's just like going into it. But I know day 2, I'll be a lot more tired and a lot less shiny energy, but I will have less barriers so that the writing will happen faster. You know, each day has different hurdles. A lot of people in the group have some big writing goals this time and they're smashing them. Already somebody's done over 11K for day 1. It's so cool seeing people hitting these goals. Some people have other life things going on or different projects going on and they have much smaller goals. And it's great to see that we're like kind of hitting our stride at the same place based on that. I think it takes practice to pick the right goal for you. Now that we've done this challenge a few times, I think people are picking like the right goal for themselves a little bit more. Or, you know, some people don't have any goals at all, but they're just enjoying the group energy of like writing together for a few days. And sometimes that's like all you really need to get unstuck. So yeah, I'm getting excited about this book now, but I still have over 3,000 words to go, which is no small feat. So time for dinner and then onward into evening writing session. Good morning. Oh, good morning, day 2. I didn't film anymore last night because my youngest got a tummy bug. So I've been up all night. I slept from midnight to 3 a.m. and then was up with bowls and buckets. You can imagine if you have children, you know. I did yesterday manage after she fell asleep to do a couple more hours of writing. So I did hit my 10,000 words for yesterday. So I'm sitting at 10,041, but it is 9:30 a.m. and I have yet to start and I don't know how today will go. I'm going to try. This is just part of parenting life is sometimes you just get no sleep for no good reason. I swear though, they can sense the weakness. They always know when I'm trying to like get an intense amount of work done. So now this challenge has changed from can I write 30,000 words in 3 days to can I write 10,000 words after only having 3 hours of sleep. I feel like the universe was like, you managed to do these 30K in 3 days a little too easily. We need to throw some more hurdles in your way. Day 2, off to not a great start. Here we go. Okay, it is almost noon and I have done 2,119 words so far today. Definitely going to need to be making up a lot of the word count in the later half of the day, but 2,000 words is a good start. I'm going to take a break, have some lunch, then do a little bit more before the Zoom sprints at 2, and hopefully those Zoom writing sprints will help get me to like at least halfway, 5,000 words. I tend during these challenges to get a lot done in the evening, so hopefully this evening will be a little bit more chill than yesterday's evening, but I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know that I will necessarily stay up much later than my kids if I haven't got the word count in, because I don't know if I'm in for another night of being up all night. So gotta prioritize sleep when I can, and then if everybody's well, I will, and if they're not, I won't. And then tomorrow I'll hopefully be able to catch up on whatever I haven't gotten done today, if today is short, but I am going to try and get to 10K. We'll see how we go. The sprints went so well. Oh man, I needed those so bad to kick me in the butt today. I am now sitting at 7,069 words for today, and overall that's 17,110 words. So a little under 3,000 words to go for today. And we'll see how we go. But during these writing sprints, I heard my partner upstairs running around, what I suspect is catching vomit from a child who was spewing. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to head upstairs, see the damage. I still feel really proud of getting 7,000 done today. But I'm hoping, once little one goes to sleep, I'll be able to squirrel away those last 3,000 for today, hit my 10,000 word count goal, so I can hit the ground running tomorrow. But I finally hit my stride and it feels really good. I really needed those Zoom sprints. They really carried me. So yeah, off to go, parent. We shall see how tonight goes. Group energy, really pulling it in for the win for me today. Hello, good morning, happy day 3. I slept through the night last night. Hooray! There's nothing like having a sick child keep you up all night to make you really appreciate when you can get a full night's sleep. And so hopefully today will be a little bit easier to get going than yesterday. I woke up this morning, had a coffee, and banged out about 2,000 more words. I've technically hit the end of this manuscript already at 20K because I've written out all of the plotted scenes. But of course, those are just like the scaffolding scenes that like hold the plot together. So I've finished the epilogue this morning, but I left a whole bunch of scenes unwritten that I knew I needed more context for to get back to towards the beginning, because this story is also like a murder mystery. We're layering in whodunits and red herrings and things like that. And so now that the story's finished, I kind of have a more fleshed out sense of like who to point things to towards the beginning. So I'm going to go back and do that today, and hopefully that'll bring me another 8K to be done. I'm really proud of yesterday. I feel like that was a really good test for me. I'm proud that I pushed through, even though it was like a really hard day and my brain wasn't going as fast as it normally does and the words weren't coming as easy. I won't say that if I can do it, you can do it, because I hate when people say that, because it's annoying and nobody knows your circumstances like you do. But it is nice that sometimes we challenge ourselves and find new levels that we can unlock within ourselves and expand what we think we can possibly achieve. It's really awesome seeing people in the group expanding that, thinking maybe they could only write for 2 hours a day or only write 2K a day. And now they're like, maybe I could write 4K a day. Maybe I can write 5K over a weekend. And their baseline of what they can achieve is growing each time. And so for me, that's happening too. Even though I've done this challenge a bunch of times before, what I can achieve is starting to expand and expand each time as I kind of like tweak and refine, and reflect, and better hone my skills. That feels really good. The Zoom sprints were really the thing that kind of rallied me and got me over the hurdle. I feel like a lot of times writing, it's a bit like exercising, where like the first 10 minutes, you're like, I don't know if I can, like, if it's going to be this hard the whole time, I don't think I can do this. And then, at some point you hit your pace and all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is okay. I mean, it's challenging, but I can keep going. And then all of a sudden you're like in flow and you're ready to keep writing. And I think that a lot of authors stop at that resistant point where they're like, I really don't want to keep going. I don't feel it. And they don't push through that little bit over that tipping point. Get over that tipping point, you can just keep going for hours and hours and hours, and it doesn't feel hard anymore. And so it's really cool seeing people like find their stride, push past that point of resistance, and like kind of surrender to the experience of like writing. And I think this is a 3-day challenge that's really about unlocking that flow and finding that pace and finding ways to push through feeling uncomfortable in our writing and managing to keep going. So it's been really cool to see other people find that as well. And I feel like the universe was really testing me with this one. I haven't finished yet, still have miles to go before I sleep. So we'll see how we go today. It's 4:15 and I am at, what am I at? Just under 5,000 words. Still a lot more to go today, but I finished the book sort of. I have a few more scenes that need writing, but more than that, I think I'm just going to go in and bulk out some scenes, because right now there's like a lot of scenes are just really rough draft, lots of talking heads. So there's definitely like more world building that needs to happen in the scenes, but it's going to take me longer to go in and bulk those out than it would to just fast draft a new scene. These co-authored books tend to be shorter. They tend to be around 50K finished. My Zookeeper rom-coms, it's usually 30K to fast draft those, and they end up being like 60 to 70K. So it makes sense that this book would be less than 30K to finish fast drafting, but I want to get to 30. That is my goal. So I'm going to keep going. Today's been a really good day. It was so awesome seeing so many people hitting their goals already. It's definitely giving me motivation to keep going. Day 1 is a lot of like getting out of your head. Day 2 is like, oh God, we're still doing this. Do I really want to do this? And by day 3, you're like, oh yeah, I can do this. If I have to, I can write 10,000 words in a day. Like all of a sudden the confidence is there because you've done it 2 days in a row already. The mountain doesn't seem as big anymore. The end is in sight. I just gotta get there. We did it! I have to talk really quietly because everybody's asleep because it's very late at night. But I'm done. Day 3, I am at 30,238 words. This was one heck of a challenge. Lots of new hurdles thrown in my way. But the hardest part at the end was that I was done. I needed to like have more scenes to write, and I didn't need to write anymore. So I think for future challenges, I'll make sure I have enough scenes, because when I'm fast drafting, the scenes are usually like 500 to 800 words per scene, and eventually they'll be like closer to 1,000 to 2,000. So yeah, I think I need to do that math. Not now, because I'm very tired, but maybe tomorrow, ahead of time to know how many scenes I need to fast draft 30K. We smashed it. And that's a wrap on the 3-day 30K. For those keeping track, that is my fourth one this year. I've done a 30K, a 35K, a 21K of revisions, and now another 30K this year. So all up, that is 116,000 words over the course of 12 days. I write a lot more than that over the course of a year, once you include all of the revisions and all of the drafting and all of the editing and things like that. Most days it's less than 2,000 words outside of challenges like these. So really like the bulk of my drafting happens during these 3-day challenges. And I really love vlogging them because each one has been incredibly different and had different challenges, and different insights have come out of them for me. And I love seeing the different insights people have as they do them multiple times, because they're getting different things out of them each time as well. If you'd like to come join one of the challenges, I have the Discord group linked below. The workbook's also posted in there for free as well. I really just wanted to create a community for people who want to get some writing done together. But you are welcome to come join us. The next challenge is happening in November, and then we have 4 scheduled for next year as well. And I already have the books planned that I'm going to be drafting during those, and I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks for coming on the adventure with me, and happy writing, friends! Welcome back to my channel. I'm AK Mulford, a full-time author and part-time chaos gremlin, sharing with you behind-the-scenes author life and helpful but unhinged writing advice. And today I am about to embark on my 5th and final 3-day 30K challenge for the year. I'm attempting to write 30,000 words in 3 days. This is a little short, bite-sized writing challenge that I started this year, even though I've been doing them for many years on my own. But then some people were bananas enough who wanted to join me on this journey. And so slowly this has grown into a challenge that we do quarterly throughout the year. And so this is the last one for the year for November. I have 3 days. Hopefully we'll be writing 30,000 words. That is the goal, at least for me. There are lots of different sized challenges within the challenge. So 30K is like the big boss battle one. And then there's ones of all varying sizes. There's ones of like 6,000 words over 3 days, or some people are doing revisions and they're doing hours and counting their hours instead of words. But yeah, no, it's super fun. There's like a little handy dandy notebook that is in the resources group of the Discord group. And so lots of fun little gamified things to make the challenge fun. But for me, my goal is to start drafting my next book in my Dreamslayer series. Dreamslayer is a dark sapphic fantasy about a dream who falls in love with a nightmare, and it is coming out next year with Harper Voyager. And so it is time to start on book 2 already, which seems so far away. It's not coming out, book 2 is not coming out until 2027, but the manuscript is due to my editor in August of 2026. It is November of 2025 right now, so I'm drafting the second book. Right, there's a lot of math going around. I have just finished the developmental edits of Dreamslayer, so I'm really like deep in the story right now, which is perfect. And I've been kind of plotting and brainstorming book 2 for over 2 years now. So I've been itching to like get into it for a while. So hopefully that'll help me draft the book faster, because I kind of know what's going to happen in each scene. I don't overly plot the story with like lengthy scene descriptions. I give myself like 1 to 2 sentences per scene of what I want to have happen. But because I've mapped out beginning to end, I feel like I have like a very clear sense of what I want to do when I dive into the story. I've done this challenge 4 times already this year. Some I've hit bigger word count goals at like 35K. Some I've done like 21K when I've been doing revisions. So we'll see how we go this time. I've had many a hurdle thrown in my way over these challenges, with kids getting sick or different things like, you know, life happening. So I never know if it how it's going to turn out. So the goal is 30K, but we'll see. You never know what might happen. So that is the plan. That's what I hope to achieve. But we'll see how we go. Wish me luck. It is the morning of day one. It's 9:30 a.m. I woke up with delusions of grandeur of being able to get some writing done before my kids woke up this morning. But the moment I got out onto the balcony to get some writing done, they all woke up. But I have some YouTube live writing sprints that I'm doing each day of the challenge. So I'm going to be hopping on YouTube Live, doing 4 Pomodoros. That starts at 10. So I'm just getting my office tidied up and ready to go for the day. Often I find that I write faster in the afternoon evenings during these challenges because I'm like the story's like already in there and I've flexed the muscles of like getting out of feeling stuck so many times throughout the day that by the time the evening rolls around I can just like bang out a few hundred words pretty quickly each sprint, but I'm not there yet. I can feel it in my brain. I'm not in flow yet. So I need to get through that like sticky brain feeling to get into flow. And that honestly, I think that most people stop before they get into flow because it's such an unfun feeling when like the words are very clunky and it's not coming out right and your brain's buffering and it's taking you a while to come up with the next word. And then after a while you're just like and it's all coming out. And yeah, but it takes a while to get into that. I definitely have lots of like hacks and things to get into that brain faster, but I know it's just like the biggest way is to just keep going until you get there. Sometimes I do this challenge away, like in a hotel or something. This time I'm doing this challenge at home, which means a lot of other hurdles that I'm jumping over throughout the day. So yeah, we'll see how we go, but I'm excited to get going on this book. I've been thinking about it for so long, so I'm excited to sink my teeth into it. And yeah, hopefully we'll get 30K done over the course of 3 days. All right, it is just after midday. We've finished our live writing sprints, and oh, that was so good. I got so much done. I did over 1,000 words each Pomodoro, like 1,000 words every 25 minutes, which was bananas. But also, I just like there was so much motivation with other people doing the sprints with me, and also because I kept my mic on for the sprints on YouTube, I wanted there to be the sound of the keys. Like, I didn't want there to be too many breaks from the sound of the keys, and even some people commented they really liked hearing like the pace of my keyboard going so that they could kind of keep pace with it, and kind of encouraging people to keep going. What it did for me was that it helped me stay in flow and like keep the writing even when I wanted to like pause. So it worked for me as well, trying to keep the sound of the keys going. So we're sitting at just under 5,000. So halfway there for today, and I'm going to take a break and have some lunch and spend some time with the family, and then I'm going to get some more done tonight. We're doing a YouTube live each day, and I think that will be a really great way to kick off the day for me and get going for the day. Hopefully get to about 5K by midday, and I tend to do a lot of sprints at night as well, and so I will be picking up the pace in the evening also. But my goal today is to do more than 10K because I want to kind of front load this challenge just in case, like many of these challenges, I've had kids who've gotten sick or other things have happened. So I'm trying to do more at the start. But yeah, that was a great way to kick that off. And if you're watching this and missed the lives, they'll still be available in replay. So if you want to do some Pomodoro sprints, you'll be able to just jump into those lives as well and still get the benefit of those sprints. So hopefully that will be still a good resource for people even after the challenge is done. But yeah, that was so good. I feel so motivated now. I'm gonna go have a lunch break and then get back into it. All right, it is almost 5 o'clock. I've had a very successful afternoon. I am sitting around 10,600 words for today. It's been really good because I've been doing more than 2,000 words an hour right now. So it's meant that I've hit 10K pretty quickly. Normally it takes me longer to get there, but I think because I've been thinking about this book for so long, I knew exactly what I wanted to write, so the words are happening really fast for me. And because I've been kind of like forcing myself not to write it for so long, I have all this like pent up energy of like, I have to write this book. I need to write this book. I want to write it so badly, and I won't let myself. So now it's like, it's just all coming out. So it's good. But it's only like 5 o'clock. I've had a shower, I'm about to cook dinner. So I'm doing family stuff for the next hour or two. And then I'm going to try and do some more because now that I've gotten in my head, our lives are so unpredictable, right? Like there could be all sorts of things that get in the way. So while I have the energy and the words are coming fast, I want to like get as much done as I can today of this challenge, day one of the challenge. So to hopefully give myself a little bit of an easier time, day two and day three. It would be great if I could get to like 14 to 15K today, because then even if my goal is 34K, I only have to write 10K on Sunday and then Monday. So that is my plan. We'll see how we go, but any more words I can get done will be good. So more is better, but I'm not going to beat myself up if it's not perfection. I think a lot of people have these really big goals and then they don't hit them, and it's like you still did 3 times as much as you would have done on your own on a normal day. So like that's still a huge win in my book. I consider that a success. So hopefully that's kind of what people are thinking in the group, but already people are hitting some really big goals and it's awesome to see. And I love all that energy. Just everybody's so supportive and helping each other out and jumping in and sharing ideas and tips and cheering each other on. And I just really love that kind of supportive group energy that's happening. And it's so uplifting for me. It kind of keeps me motivated when I'd want to stop and like slow down. So I'm just kind of buzzing off of the group energy. I love that we get to do this together, and I'm just so grateful that so many people have wanted to join in on it, because it started off with like 5 people who I thought might do this challenge together, and now there's like over 500 people, like 550 people in the Discord group now, and it seems to keep growing. And it's just, I love that we're all just like giving each other this energy to get work done together. So yeah, it's really special, and I feel very grateful for that. All right, enough of the wishy-washy feelings. Time to get some writing done. Well, first time for dinner and then time to get some more writing done. It is 8:30 and I am calling it for the night. I did another like 6 writing sprints in the Discord group, which was so good this afternoon. Really like took off. I feel like the evening I end up hitting another stride. And so my goal was to do 14,000 so that I could hit my 34K goal. And I ended up doing 15,720, which I think is a new record for me. I don't think I've done more than that ever in a day. Bananas. I think I had a lot of starting energy for this project because I'd been thinking about it so long, but still, my body is telling me it's time to slow down now. So I'm going to take the rest of the evening off, go read some books and hang out with the fam, and then off to the races tomorrow. But that means I have slightly less to do tomorrow and Monday, which is great. So that is the plan. And yeah, off to bed now. What a great start to the challenge. I still can't believe it. It is day 2 of the 3-day 30K. I'm aiming for 10,000 words today. We'll see how we go. But right now, my brain is feeling like more in the story than in reality. Like, I feel like I could make decisions faster for my main characters than I could for myself at this point. Like, I feel like it would take more steps for me to figure out how to make a cup of coffee, like all of the steps required for that, than it would being like, where should they go next in this adventure and things like that. So I feel very much in the story now. So I'm going to do like a real quick, like 10-minute sprint. It's like 9 a.m. now, just to dust the cobwebs off of my brain and kind of get going for the day. And then we're doing our YouTube live writing sprints at 10. We'll see how we go. You know, no day is created equal, no hour is created equal when it comes to writing. Whatever I felt like my capacity was, one writing sprint is completely different than the next. So I'm trying to like keep that in mind and just be kind to myself, especially at the start of the day when my brain's not braining quite as fast and trying to compare myself to when I was in flow. So I'm trying to be gentle, go slow, get warmed up for the day, and then get a bunch of writing done. You're hungry? What would you like to eat? What do we have? We have toast, we have cereal, we have muesli. We've got toast, we've got cereal, we've got muesli. Muesli, okay. Little jaunty doggy. Little ziggy dog. Alright. We are live! Hooray! Oh my goodness. 3-day 30K writing challenge, day 2. Hump day. We're in the middle of it. We're in the thick of it. Definitely a little less shiny than yesterday. Definitely feeling a little bit more tired and sleepy. Plus it's raining. But I also feel like very connected to my stories now. Hello, welcome everyone. Thanks for coming and writing with me today. I have finished those writing sprints. It is almost 12:30 and I am sitting at 5,390 words for the day so far. That was my goal, was to hit 5K by midday so that I could take a break, have lunch, hang out, take a couple hours off to rest my hands and kind of like brainstorm what I'm going to write next in the story. And then I'm going to hop back in, do a few more sprints before dinner. And then after dinner, I think I'll do what I did yesterday and do quite a few sprints to kind of get to that 10K goal at least. But I'm already at 21K words for the challenge so far, which is awesome. But I'm gonna try and get to 10K at least today. Maybe we'll try and do even a little bit more. Depends how I feel. I'm very conscious of being protective of my hands and not doing too much or overstraining my hands because, you know, this is how I do my job. I need these to do my job. So My plan is to do as much as my brain and my body is able to do in a day, and then we'll see whatever is left for tomorrow. We'll get done then. Tomorrow, I'm thinking I'll go to the library. So this weekend has been mostly writing from home because it's been rainy. But tomorrow, I think writing at the library will help a lot. We'll see how we go, but so far I'm feeling really good. It's been an absolute joy getting to work on this project that I've been wanting to write for so long, and also just the energy of everybody in the group has been so fantastic. I love seeing everybody sharing their tips and tricks and cheering each other on, and yeah, there's just like some really beautiful energy going on in the group. So it's been really good. And yeah, all right, 5K in, halfway through my goal for today, and I'm going to take a break now. It's a little after 1. I've had a little lunch break and just regrouped for a bit. My partner's taken my kiddos out to an indoor playground because it's a rainy day, so they should be gone for the next few hours. I was going to take a longer lunch break, but because they're not here right now, I feel like I need to seize upon that opportunity of having a quiet house to get some more writing done while nobody's here and there's no distractions. And hopefully that'll mean I can get more done. So later on when they're home, I can spend more time with them. And then once they're either in bed for the night or in their post-dinner hangout screen time phase, I'll be able to get some writing done then. But you know, never miss an opportunity for some peace and quiet, right? During the writing sprints, I got a lot done, but I kind of jumped the gun a little bit on some of the scenes. I kind of like jumped ahead in the plot from like what I was meant to do. Maybe I was too eager to get to some scenes. So I have to go back and kind of recalibrate a few of the scenes, or what I might do is just write them out of order in the manuscript. And then when I go back and I'm starting to do my revisions and edits, I'll go back and put them in the right spots then. But so that's my goal for now, is to get all of those scenes I skipped over written and then jump back into the plot. So let's go. All right, it is 3:30 now. Kiddos are home, so now time to jump into parenting life. But I am now at 7,578 words for today, which is awesome. So I'm going to do family time, dinner, all of that, and then I will come back and jump back in for another few sprints once the sun has set in the evening time. With the goal of getting to at least 10K, but I'm hoping to do a little bit more. Although I'm starting to have the problem that happens to me with all of these challenges, where I start to realize that I will hit the end and then all of the momentum will start to slow down, then I'm getting to the end faster than 30,000 words. So if I get there before 30K, then I have no more to write. And I could add in a little bit more, but that's really what revisions are for. And I like to do the fast draft beginning to end and then let it rest, like dough needing to rise. And then I come back and start layering in all of the stuff. So I don't like jumping back into other parts of the manuscript, even the parts I know need filling. So I'm at 23,298 words total right now. So hopefully we have at least another 7,000 words. It is a romantasy, so when in doubt, add a few more spicy scenes, right? So that's the plan. We'll see how we go. But I'm feeling pretty good about it. And yeah, so I'm gonna take a break and do some cook dinner, hang with the kiddos, and then hop back into it this evening. Okay, I may have lost my mind. So I've done a little over 12,000 words so far. It is nighttime. We're winding things down. It's only like 7 o'clock, but gosh, I feel like it's midnight. I've been writing all day. And I was like, cool, I've hit my word count goal for today. I've surpassed it. But then I did the math and I figured out if I write 2001 more words today, that I will have hit 30K in 2 days, which is completely insane. I've never done that before. So I'm going to try and do it. We'll see. I mean, what's 2,000 more words at this point, right? And I have an idea for the next scene. But I mean, technically, if I do 2,000 more words, I will have finished the challenge today in 2 days instead of 3, which is bananas. And then, yeah, but I'm going to rally and still do more tomorrow because we've got Zoom sprints and stuff tomorrow. But what I think I might do is start working on a different project, not Dreamslayer Book 2, but my Patreon series that's coming out next year. It's a co-authored series with my Maple Hollow co-author, K.L. Morrison. It's called the Sapphic Monster Mating Agency. It's going to be so much fun. But it's going to be like spicy, paranormal, but cozy, funny. And each month, patrons will get a new episode of these monsters being paired off with their true loves by this agency. And I think it's going to be really fun, and I'm excited to dive into it. And that might be something that I can write tomorrow if I finish Dreamslayer Book 2 tonight, or I'm nearly finished. We'll see how much I get done. I think I have more than to do than I will get done tonight. But if I just need something to write on and something I don't have to think too deeply about, because that one's already plotted as well, I will start working on that and do 2 projects over this challenge to keep the momentum going. So that is my plan. I feel like I become completely unhinged and totally untethered during these challenges, but just we're gonna embrace the crazy and go for it. So wish me luck. 2,000 more words. 2001, that one word. I did it. I am sitting at 30,229 words for today, day 2. So technically, I have finished the 3-day 30K challenge in 2 days. But am I stopping? No. I'm going to keep going tomorrow. I'm so proud of myself. I can't believe it. I don't know where that final push came from. Some of those words are pretty weird, but actually, I really liked what I wrote in that last bit. I only have a few more scenes to write in Dreamslayer now, so it will probably be finished early on tomorrow, and I'll have to jump into another project to complete the challenge. So that is my plan. But now I'm going to watch some crappy TV, decompress, just watch some comfort shows and have a snack and just like veg for a couple of hours to decompress my brain, stretch my hands, and get ready for the last day. Good morning. It is day 3, the final day of the 3-day 30K writing challenge. And boy, am I tired. I had another big sleep in, and I had kiddos up in the night, so it was a disjointed sleep, and I'm definitely feeling a little worse for wear today for all sorts of reasons. But I've already written 30,000 words, so I could stop today, but I'm not going to. I had that number 34K in my head from the start. I liked the idea of saying I did 150K over 15 days. I don't know why. Maybe my brain just needs it to align that way. My neurodivergent brain is really rearing its ugly head this morning. But I feel like I can definitely get 4K done today. But then another part of me is like, well, what's a few more? How many could we do today? I've done 15 the last 2 days. I don't think I think each day I'm doing slightly less. So I feel like doing another 15 might kill me. It might be too much. But I want to I mean, we'll see. I always feel like it's impossible in the morning, and by the evening I'm like, okay, go on. I'll do a couple more. Last night I was like, okay, I'm done at 12K, and then I'm like, but if I do 2,000 more words, I will have hit 30K. And there was a whole conversation. My best friend and co-author Kale Morrison was like, "No, that's sensible. Stop now so you can do more tomorrow." And then 5 minutes later, I'm like, "I'm doing it. I'm going back in the group. I'm writing 2,000 more words." And she was just like, "Of course you are. Of course you are." Our classic like black cat energy, golden retriever energy. I'm definitely the golden retriever of our duo. But I did it. And I've never done that before. I've never written 30,000 words in 2 days before. So that feels bananas to me. And now I'm like, could I do 40K in 3 days? I've never done that before. Could I do more than that? No, I don't. No, there's an upper limit because I am very conscious of the difference between can do things and want to do things and be able to be a human the next day after doing things. And I've done these challenges enough time to know when I'm starting to push beyond the level of like good energy and good pushing, good momentum to the bad place where I'm going to start feeling like burnt out and not like lethargic, sore, not wanting to work on things the next day. So I'm kind of constantly checking in with myself going, am I still on the good side of this? And so today I'm determined to like the weather's finally cleared, it's sunny out. I'm definitely going to go for a big long walk in the sunshine today and then go to the library, do a little bit of work there, and then I'll see how I feel. And if I still feel like writing, I'll write, and if I don't, I won't. I am constantly harping on in the group about how important it is to listen to your body, push yourself, but push yourself in a productive way, like I feel like in the same way athletes know when it's like a good kind of sore or they've hurt themselves, like is this muscle I'm flexing getting stronger because I'm working it so hard, or am I going to like not be able to walk for the next 3 days because I've done too many squats, like it's that kind of thing. And so I think everybody's got to figure out where that line is for themselves. So right now I'm in the kind of still like, yes, I'm flexing this writing muscle and it feels good. But I think I'm definitely going to take the next 3 days off of writing, really rest my hands, and spend a lot of time refueling my creative well after this challenge. So I have a massive TBR. Always, don't we all? And so the next few days, I'm going to spend reading lots of books, watching lots of TV and movies, spending lots of time with my kids, spending lots of time outdoors, cooking, doing lots of things that are away from a screen, offline as well, and inputting stories back into me now that I feel like I've given so much to the story universe over the last 3 days. Now's the time to refuel that. So that is my plan for the next few days after this. But one more day, we're 2/3 of the way there, and let's see what happens. Let's see if we can make some magic happen today. The third and final day of this challenge. How's everybody doing? Is everybody surviving? My goodness. The last day. I feel like this is when we get silly. This is the loopy time when we've all started to like lose our minds a little bit. Everything becomes a little bit unhinged. I finished my YouTube live writing sprints. That was really good. I really needed that today. I think that everybody was feeling like a little bit slower to get started today. And so like getting into that was really good. Although I did do 2 sprints in Dream Slayer book 2 and finished it. and once again finished it at 30K. I think that's just how I fast draft. I fast draft a book to 30K and then build it out from there. There's still a lot to add to it, but I want to have a think about it before I go back to it. So finished that at 30K and then pivoted into my Patreon series. So I've been working on that for the second 2 sprints. And now that story is up to nearly 4,000 words. So I've done like closer to 5,000 for today so far. That was kind of hard to jump from dark fantasy to cozy paranormal like really quickly, but I did it and it was good. And I feel like it's kind of nice to finish off this challenge in the kind of more rom-com-y pen name because it's a little bit more lighthearted. I find I write it a little bit quicker than the fantasy. So I'm going to be working on that for the rest of the day. I've hit my goal of 34K for this challenge, but now I'm like it's only midday. So I gotta keep going. I'm gonna go really gently for the rest of the day though. I'm gonna go for a walk, go to the library for a bit, get a little bit of writing done at the library, walk home, have dinner, hang with the fam, and then do a little bit more this evening, and then we'll see what the final word count is for the day. I love just kind of like the fact that all the scaffolding is already there. It's like I've built the house and now I get to decorate it, you know? So I like building the house quickly and now I get to have fun just like moving parts around and making it pretty. So yeah, building out the story from there. So that is my plan for today, but man, it has been such a good challenge. Those sprints were fantastic. I really liked doing the YouTube live ones. I think I'll do more in the future because that was really enjoyable. So 34K into the challenge and we'll see how far we can go. The rest is just icing on the cake from here. All right, I'm definitely having a cruisier afternoon. I've walked back from the library. It was crazy hot. It was like 30 degrees, which is like, I don't know, 90 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know, do the math. When I got back, I was so hot and my kiddos were hot, so we ran down to the beach, went for a swim, and now back from that swim, I'm gonna have a shower, get some food, and then I'm gonna hop back in the group and do some writing sprints for a bit, see how much more I can get done for the day, and hopefully end this challenge on a high note. I didn't get that much done at the library. I ended up getting sucked into more admin work, which is such is the way with author life. But I feel like I'm a little over 5K for today, and so I'm going to see if I can still do another 4 to 5 so that I can finish out this challenge at 40K, because I think that would be awesome. But we'll see how much more of my Patreon story I need to do. So I don't know if I finish it, then I will just stop at whatever that word count is. So yeah, running out of stories to tell, which is a good problem to have. But I definitely feel euphoric that I've finished the project that I wanted to get done, and I'm already like getting some extra work in, so which is great. So that is the goal, and yeah, we'll see if I can make 40K in 3 days. That would be wild. But yeah, shower time, dinner time, and then jumping back in the group to finish off the day strong. It is the day after the writing challenge. I have clocked in at 40,713 words in 3 days for this challenge, which feels crazy. That's the most I've ever done in 3 days. That is by far the most I've written ever in 3 days. And I feel like I can reduce it down to 3 reasons why I was able to do that much. One is practice. This is the 5th time I've done this 3-day 30K challenge this year. We're going to have 5 more on next year for people who want to come join us. And I've definitely noticed each challenge just tweaking things, increasing things, doing a little bit more, a little bit better. One of the things I've been reflecting on is that I don't feel like I'm doing more hours each challenge. I'm not spending more hours of work on these challenges than I have the previous ones. I'm getting faster at writing during each sprint. And I think that that's a really important thing to take note of, is that I'm not trying to like extend the hours that I'm working and grind harder. I'm getting more efficient and I'm getting faster at what I'm doing. And it's been something I've been trying to reflect on. Why am I able to do more and more as I go? Why was this challenge so successful? I mean, one of the reasons was that no children got sick. There wasn't any big major weather events. Nothing crazy happened to get in my way. So that was helpful. But beyond that, I would say that it's practice, doing this challenge a lot, getting better at fast drafting, because I feel like it's different than regular writing. Like you can spend years and years writing a little bit each day and never learn how to do this kind of method. It's all about getting rid of the hurdles between your thoughts and your fingers. Like a lot of us naturally have a lot of inner critics. We have a lot of questions about what we're thinking, and the writing comes slower because we're filtering it through all these different lenses before it gets out onto the page. So going straight from like first thought, best thought, right into the story, I think comes easier with the more stories you've written. And the more you've really thought out the story ahead of time. So for me, practicing specifically fast drafting, not just writing, but writing quickly and being more and more confident in my writing so that I can write faster without questioning it. Because this is the first draft. This is not the finished draft. It's going to look very different by the end. Pretty much every sentence will have changed somewhat from beginning to end as I reflect on it and add more theming and change some of the verbiage and words. So it will look different in the end. The other reason that I think this challenge went so well was because this is the longest I've spent thinking about a project before I started writing it. And I think all of that lead-in time really helped me get the story going quickly. I don't think I could have done it this fast if I was pantsing, meaning like discovery writing, meaning I didn't know what was coming next in the story. I could probably get away with some of it, but a lot of the finer details would have required me to like go think about it before coming back to the story. And I think all of that thinking time would have taken away from the writing time. So because this book was the second book in a fantasy series that I've been thinking about for many, many years, it meant I'd been thinking about the plot and taking notes and kind of giving myself the concept of the story. I've been rehearsing it in my head for a long time before I started jumping in. Forcing myself not to start writing on it for so long had me like really like chomping at the bit to like get going on this story. So when it was time to go, I was like really ready to go. I knew exactly what I wanted to write. And even though there was a lot of surprises within the kind of scaffolding that I'd given myself, like each scene was only one sentence of a note of like, this roughly is what's going to happen in each scene. I knew the trajectory of where I was going. So it gave me like a good sense of, right, okay, I know what I need to do. And so because I had that plan, I was able to really like go confidently and quickly into each scene. So that really helped me get a lot of words done this weekend. And even then, jumping into the new project that I finished this writing challenge doing. So I did 30,000 words on Dreamslayer Book 2 and 10,000 words on a new Patreon project. That Patreon project, I had just had a Zoom call recently with my co-author to brainstorm, so we knew exactly what the tone of that was going into it too. So I was able to very like quickly pivot into that. And fortunately, because I have two pen names, I've had a lot of practice jumping back and forth between the two. So I was able to do that and then clock in another 10,000 words on the final day, which was awesome. But the third, and I think one of the biggest reasons I was able to do so much this challenge was because of the group. 3-Day 30K Writing Challenge Discord group has grown so much over this year since I started the first challenge in like May, was it? April, May? Bananas. Like I started it thinking there was maybe 5 of us who were crazy enough, who wanted to do this challenge together and see how much writing we could get done in 3 days. And now there's like over 500 people in this group. And they're just like the best people too. Like they're all so kind and encouraging and cheering each other on and sharing tips and sharing their struggles. And it's just like a really great vibe of a community in this group. And so that energy really carries me each time. And also I think because I created this challenge and created this group, I feel not a sense of pressure, but like almost responsibility to like do my best and try my hardest at these challenges, because I want to be kind of like setting an example, a kind of like an aspirational goal for the rest of the people of what is possible and what can be achieved over time and practice and doing lots of these challenges. Because mind you, I've been doing these a lot longer than the official challenge has been created. I really almost wanted to kind of set a aspirational pace for people so that, you know, like if I was kind of being lethargic and, you know, negative and not really like giving my all to it, like then that's going to kind of permeate into the whole group group energy. And I didn't want people to feel like sad or defeated or, you know, like kind of down on themselves. And so for me, I really felt like this extra push. I feel like that's a good hack for everyone with ADHD. I think like when you feel like this sense of you can't let the team down, sort of, not that I think if life happened, I don't think it would let them down if I needed to stop or take a break or like honor my body and my brain if I was feeling burnt out. But knowing that other people are working hard makes me want to work hard. And so that feeling of doing it together really pushed me to go a lot harder than I would have done and kept my brain working faster, which was the biggest thing. So yeah, now I feel like every time I think I have met the limit of what I am capable of, I keep pushing beyond it, and it's very exciting. So, you know, who knows what the next challenge will hold for us. The next one we are doing in January, and I'm very excited to see how that one goes. Who knows what the year will hold ahead, but this was such a great way to cap off the 2025 writing challenges, and I'm really proud of the effort that I put into this. And yeah, it was just a fantastic challenge overall. So if you want to come join us and get some writing done over the course of 3 days during 5 different challenges next year, feel free to come join us in the Discord group. It's been really fun and really inspirational for me, and it might be for you too if you have a neurospicy brain or just want to get some writing done in a group of very nice people. Otherwise, thank you for coming on this journey with me. It has been such a joy to share my process and what it's like writing for me in my brain with other people. So I hope you found it helpful and inspirational to you on your writing journey as well. And happy writing, friends.